Hi. How's my sound? Hi, Instagram. Hi, everyone who's joining today. Happy birthday to me. I am off today to do this really quick live. And I'm off to record a podcast later on, but I wanted to say hi everyone and wish you a good week. This is lunchtime stand up with Kate Sky, and I have promised to do a quick presentation for my niece. So today, after our stand up updates at Instagram, we're gonna switch over to Twitch and do a little presentation. Hi Prajix, how are you? Thank you for joining. I hope you stick around. Main content presentation on Twitch. The link is in my bio. Today is my birthday, so I'm off from work, so I had a really nice long morning waking up. Hello. And yeah, so I have some plans later on today, but today I promised to do a quick presentation for my niece, so I hope you stick around. It's going to be around building up a portfolio and having somebody review your code. So we're gonna do that on over at Twitch, because Instagram is just just to say hello and let you know to go over there and do a little bit of live coding / presentation mode. So how's everyone? How's your Monday? Are you ready to conquer the world? Because I am. I had a nice long weekend. I just enjoyed it really much, a lot. And so stand up with Kate Sky over lunchtime is basically where we share our wins and struggles. And for me, my wins were just enjoying my time with my family. And on Friday, I had some work that I had to do with the feature that I was assigned to. There was a little bit of at the stand-ups, we usually talk about like blockers. Do you have any blockers? And so I definitely didn't have a blocker. I merged to the main branch and I couldn't see my feature anymore. So, hi, how are you? So I was kind of working in the silo there, trying to figure out how I can fix that. Didn't really work out, so the day was a wash. So that was at work. Personally, I did have a live with you guys. It's recorded over on YouTube and Twitch, so if you want to rewatch that, you do that. And last Friday we talked about what did we talk about? I think we talked about, I know one day we talked about dependency injection. And let's see, what was on Friday? Let me check. I'm trying to think. I know another day we talked about let's see. Oh, okay, so I did have a quick presentation about string interpolation. That's what we talked about, and property binding. And common things that I see people doing wrong with property binding. So if you wanna check that out, go over there. So fun project, that's a great question, because my niece and I were brainstorming on Friday. She came over with her beautiful children, and we did talk about a project that I've been working on beginning of the pandemic. It was a fun little project that I decided to do for scheduling beauty appointments for moms who cannot get to salons. I mean, even although people at home could not do their services because they were also banned for performing services, but the project kind of was born out of the idea that when we do come to life, I do have a YouTube channel. It's in my link bio, in my tree, in my bio. So that project was born out of that. And I was struggling a little bit with the name, and Dasha and I kind of came up with a fun name, because it doesn't really translate from Russian language, so we just came up with it's going to be Sarah Fan Radio, and in Russian it means mouth to mouth recommendation for services. So it's going to be Sarah Fan, and I do have a repo in my GitHub with some code that I started working on. And you're gonna see it's using NX, it's using NGRX with Angular, so it's a big project, and I kind of stopped working on it after I collected beta testers and everything, and the people are really excited about this, and then I kind of stopped working on it because I got busy, I got unmotivated. But now that we're having these lives, I think it's going to be a great opportunity to just kind of start over and give it a little restart, and keep adding features to it. So that's going to be reborn, that little project, and we are probably going to abandon the NX of it because it's one piece that I haven't worked with, and we can always come back to it. So we're just going to we're just gonna do a regular Angular workspace, and that's okay because it's most of the people are not gonna get a chance to work with NX because it's more for like enterprise level applications. And another, I have some really cool ideas because I did do a search on the internet about a similar application, and there's some existing applications that do this. So it's not like it's some new idea. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something a little bit better and a little bit cooler. So I have some ideas about that. So let's jump over to our stream over at Twitch or YouTube, whichever one you prefer. Let me see if we have any people on Twitch, because there's probably a chat there. Okay, let me just jump over there. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. So we are here. Grizzly Gaming. Okay, so I have some bots over there. That's good. Well, there's a problem if there is competition. I don't care about the competition. Here's the reason why I don't care about competition. Because this is just to show what's possible, and for people to learn from me what I know, and along the way I'm going to learn something, and to show how the thought process of creating an application is more valuable than just creating an app for me. If the app does come out of it, and they say there's every idea that you have about an app was already probably thought about. And the only thing you can do is you can improve on it. And if you can do better than the competition, you might win. So that's my ideology about competition. So I don't really mind it. So you guys have any more questions? Because I really would love to answer any of your questions here on Instagram. Otherwise, we're going to move over to my little presentation, and then I have to take off to get ready for the podcast recording. Okay, so let's see. So if you remember, Iris Coder, how are you? Thank you for joining. How are you doing? Anything new? Learning anything new? Any wins and struggles? Because our stand-up is all about just sharing wins and struggles, because it's very important to send out the wins out into the universe, because the universe will reflect back with just more positives. Okay, so a lot of questions. Enjoy the rest of your birthday. Thank you so much. I will. And if you do care to see what I have to show on Twitch, here's a little teaser. So Dasha is working on her portfolio, and I wanted to show her the process of working on the application when you have a senior developer reviewing your code, and how the GitHub and the Git Repository is creating pull requests and all that. So we're gonna go step by step of starting a new repository, working on a branch, and creating a PR and then reviewing PR and then merging to main branch. So that's kind of all the steps that I'm gonna talk about. So let's go over there, and if you join me on Twitch, you're gonna see the whole recording live and be able to ask questions. Otherwise, you can rewatch it later. It'll be on my channel. All right, everyone, thank you so much on Instagram. I will see you over at Twitch or YouTube. Bye. Okay, so whoever's watching me live, I gotta share this video because I don't want to lose it. So let me just really quickly share it because last time I lost it. So I'm just gonna put a quick title there. Okay. And then we can always update it later. Okay, beautiful. Alright, so let's see here. So today's video is gonna be about pull requests, Git repository stuff. So I have a double screen on my Twitch. So I was playing my OBS today as usually. It's let's see. Okay, so I just need one of me over here. And I have a little transition going into the corner. Oh, how fun. Okay, so that's okay. We're gonna try to fix that. And let's see, hold on, I move it over here. Okay, a little smaller, a little better. Okay, let me see, where is my Visual Studio Code? Okay, so that's here. Good. Okay. Alright, this is going, this is going. Okay, so we're all set. So we are going to start with a new repository with Angular. So let me stop this, and then we are going to go up one folder, up one level in our documents. Okay, I'm just gonna go to my GitHub folder, and we're going to we're just gonna create one quick repository. So ng Angular CLI generate, G for generate, right, okay, generate, we're gonna create an application. What are we gonna call it? So applications. Do we need to say application? I think we do. Actually, there's other ones. Interesting. So there's actually an app shell generate. What does that do? App shell generate. Generates an app shell for running a service side. Oh, we don't need that. Okay, so we're just gonna do application. Application, and we're going to call it let's call it my resume. Okay, all right, let's see if that works. No, doesn't like that. I don't think it's application, is it? It's application, right? Generate command request to run Angular. Oh, oops. What's the problem? Doing something wrong. Angular project, but it could be nothing. No, it might. I'm trying to create application, so let's see. Maybe I don't need to say application. So I have to look these up every time. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's try this again. Okay. Okay, so in my beautiful YouTube channel, we have a video which we are going to put on. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on. I actually create a video how to generate a workspace. So let's just do a workspace because that's better anyways. Okay, that's the problem. So it's generate ng new work. Let's do workspace. Right? But we don't. Do we want to call it workspace? Ng new. Yeah, that's the problem. Instead of ng generate, I gotta do ng new. I'll just do that. Okay, so let's do ng new. Okay, so you know I don't do this often. Okay, ng new my resume. Okay, so that should work. Do I want routing? I want routing. And do I want to use SAS? I want to use SAS. Okay. All right, guys. So that's going to create a quick app in Angular for us. Oh, I'm so excited. So excited to be off today. So nice. I don't have to rush through this. Work, kids, live, podcast. That's my life. That's okay. I'm actually going for some drinks tonight. It's gonna be fun. Okay, so we have our new app. So let's change the folder over to our GitHub. We have a new, where's my resume? Here it is. Open. Okay, so we're just reopening the VSCode in here. Okay, so now we have a master branch. And VSCode is fully integrated with GitHub now, so we can just do a push. And it's going to give you a drop down and say publish to GitHub to private repository and publish to GitHub to public repository. Since we want this to be open to our peer reviews, we can probably easily do public repository, because if you do private, you're going to have to add the person to review to be a contributor to your repository. So it's up to you. The easiest way is to do it public, and then you can always change it to private if that helps, you know, with your confidence or whatever. So let's just create a public repository. It's uploading files, and I think we're almost done. There's a little spinner over here that just shows. So now it says successfully published, and then we can open in GitHub and take a look. So for this little show and tell, I wanted to make sure that you understand that when you work on a project, we never work in the master branch. And usually in production, there are even more than one branch. There's like a master branch and there's a dev branch. And so depending on how your CICD is configured, and just so I don't throw acronyms at you, it's CICD stands for CICD stands for okay, what does it stand for? Continuous deployment. Okay, continuous integration, continuous deployment. That's what it stands for. Sorry about that. I'm having a birthday brain today. So depending on how your CICD is configured, you would have either master branch and everybody pushes to master, or you might have a dev branch and you push all of your development into dev branch, and then when you're ready to deploy, everything is deployed and pushed into master after deployment. Or there are many different ways of how you can do CI/CD. But for our little task, we're going to create a master branch, and all of the work is going to be pushed through your local branch, and then we're going to create a PR. So let me just show you really quick. So once everything is pushed to your master branch, you are not going to touch master branch. You're always going to create a new branch. And the easiest thing to do is you can do it through your VSCode. We're not going to worry about command line right now. And it gives you an option to name your branch, and let's just call it branch 1. and then you hit enter and it creates your new branch. So now let's go ahead and make a quick change, and then we're going to go to the next step. So right now our HTML has like a bunch of codes. Let's just delete all that and just say h1. Whoops, not, I don't want to make it huge like that. Okay, h1, and let's call it my Git Sky resume. Let's just call this as if we were making a resume. All right, so and I do have, if you go to File, I do have autosave enabled, which is, to me, it's really useful. Some people don't like it, but it's automatically saving your file, and you could see that my source control sees there is a change, and then it's ready to update your source control. So we can put change. So this is an area where you put your commit message, and commit is basically pushing the change that you made within this file into your local Git database. Your database is going to know that you changed something, and I'm going to show you what that means in order to create the next step. So changed main page. You put something meaningful so the person who's reviewing your code can kind of go back to your change set and see what did you really want to do here. So you hit little check mark here, and what it did was it now saved that change for you. Like you can see it's, there's no changes to be committed. There is a little error here. What this means is this branch has not been published to Git. And if we switch over to our repository over at Git, you can see there are no other branches here. There's only one branch, a master branch. And if you click on View All Branches, same thing. There's only one branch here. And in order to push your branch over to Git, you have to hit this little button, Push Changes. You can do that through your command line utilities also, but we're going to do it through the UI. So now that this little cloud is gone, you can go over here and you can refresh the page, and you can see that you now have a new branch. You have your branch 1, and if you click on this branch 1, you have a couple of different links enabled where you can see that like you have 2 commits. And the reason you have 2 commits, although you seem like you created 1, but really there's initial commit is when you're where you created the master branch. This is the first one, and then this is the second one where we just changed our app component. So if you click on that, you can see that we deleted all of the stuff in this HTML file, and then we created our H1. So these are the changes within your new branch, okay? So now that you have this new branch, let's go switch over to code. You have a new option called Compare and Pull Request. And this is what you're gonna do for your reviewers to see your code. So you're gonna click on that, and now your last commit is gonna be your message at the pull request level, so the subject of your pull request. So what pull request means is, hey guys, I made this change for master branch, and I'm ready for you to review it, and here are the list of changes that I made. And since we only have 1, this is the only link. Usually you would have many more, because you can have multiple commits before you create the pull request. And you can write a little message here if you want, and this would give you a preview if you had a message. So you could say, I added new heading, and there's your preview. And now after you click create new request, let's see, there is a little drop down here, because you could say create a draft pull request, which is really useful. I use this all the time. If I have a big code change set, I click on this little button, I create draft. You can do that too, and then you could kind of see what the person reviewing your code will see before you actually publish it. So you can click through here, you can click on your commit, you can click through your checks if you had checks. We don't have any checks. Here's the actual file changed list. So if you had more than one file, you can kind of go through here and see, like, maybe did I leave some console logs or some debug messages that I forgot to remove. So this is really, really useful when you have your pull request in a draft mode. Okay, so looks like everything is good. My draft is looking good. Let's see. So now we want to make it into a non-draft, right? How do we do that? Pull requests. Can I do this? Okay. So how do we do this? So now we need to make it in a non-draft. So this tells you that I don't really use GitHub for my pull requests. So how do we do this? How do we make it in non-draft mode? Okay, this is change. Oh wow. Close pull request. I want to close pull, open GitHub.command line. Ready for review. Okay, so here's a here's our main button. So we're going to click on that. And now our pull request is ready to be reviewed. So what happens here? So some of the things that you might encounter when you're on a team of couple of different developers, you might encounter some conflicts here, which you don't have to worry about right now because you're going to be the only person who makes changes to this repository, Dasha. I'm speaking directly to Dasha because this video is for her, but if somebody finds this useful, I'll be very happy. Alright, so after you create this pull request, you can just notify me and tell me, hey, I created a pull request, and I come in here and I look at your code and I may write some comments. And let's say you received the comment, you will just go back to your branch and make your changes, do the same steps again, push your changes, come back here. And you look, if I did have a comments here, let's say I put something like remove debug statement. So you would kind of come in here, you would change, since I'm the only person on here, it's hard to demonstrate, but you would come in here and you would resolve the comment, because I think comments have like a couple of different statuses, if it's open comment or it's it's a resolved comment, and that's it. And then when everything is ready, this if everything's good, there's no comments or anything, this status from open, it's going to go to, I believe it's going to go to like approved. I don't know. We'll see how this goes when we have a couple different people, since I'm the only person on this in this repository. It's hard to show you, but once you get this far, you'll be able to click merge pull request. And when you click merge pull request, you will just confirm the merge, and now you can actually delete this branch if you wanted to. So if you go to code, let's see our pull request. You see our pull request is closed now. So if I go back to my master branch and I get latest, see, now my master branch actually has the changes from that branch one. And again, and you repeat again. So once you merge that pull request to master, then you can start with a new branch. And now you do branch 2. Yeah, branch 2. And you start over. You do the same thing over again. Okay, so that was that. I hope that was easy to understand, but we basically just learned the process of creating a branch of a master, creating a pull request, and completing your pull request. Okay? Alright, so this is all for today. I hope you are going to have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, love you.